right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for joining me today and every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the G.A.R Capital YouTube channel. Really do appreciate it as always. Let's go ahead and begin. Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, that little white logo. Click on that, turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel. Really do appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like button if you love these videos. Share it with somebody who you think would enjoy these videos. So we can grow the channel a little more. We're at 8,499 subscribers. Let's get to 8,500 possibly today. Let's get to 9,000 and on to 10,000 and more. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Dow Futures are down 103 points. NASDAQ down about 0.33%, and the S&P is down about 0.23%. We retested the 50-day moving average on the 1-hour chart, bounced off that. Let's see if we get a continuation to the upside. I believe we do. Taking a look at the VIX. VIX is up 2.45% this morning. Let me make sure I have my microphone on. Okay, microphone's on. Great. 30.88 on the VIX. The dollar index up 0.38%, 97.07. 10-year yields are down again, but nice little bounce. Again, 1692 is the next support on TNX, which is a 10-year yield. So again, maybe you'll see some weakness in the banks with this kind of interest rate move. So keep an eye on Citi, JPM, and all those names. Goldman Sachs as well. Russell's actually slightly red. Crude oil is above $100 a barrel. Like we've been saying, we've been long energy for a little bit now, for months. Since last year, we've been saying stay long energy. Again, we have XOP position open. I own some energy in some of my dividend port with Investment Club. But again, our goal here in regards to the XOP, which we're long, is 130.56. We're about $14 away from target. We should be able to catch that. Again, we're starting to hit that level of where that $100 a barrel is a big number. We know that. Let's go ahead and zoom it out. Again, nice breakout. We're going to start to see right here, 97.97. That broke. Your next level resistance is right at 108.04 or 110. If it does break that, then we have a little more upside, obviously. The question is how much, but that is a huge line. Once you start getting to 105, I would start taking some profits on oil. Maybe start peeling off a couple of positions. 108.05 is your target on crude oil futures. 147.27 is the all-time high back in 2008. I highly doubt we get there. I don't even think we'll get to 120. More than likely, probably 110. At worst 115, and then we'll slide a little bit. Again, it just doesn't last. And again, this is huge resistance. You can see on the weekly chart of multiple years, you can see, let me go ahead and expound upon this. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, basically a quadruple top. We should get around that area and possibly reject. We'll probably stay around the 90 to 80 level for a little bit. Again, it all depends on today's State of the Union address. President Biden says he's going to go ahead and speak about the energy prices. If they say, hey, we're going to increase fracking, or we're going to release way more strategic oil reserves, or if Russia and Ukraine peace talks, there's talks going to happen tomorrow. If that works out, again, you could see crude coming there, but you could see 108.05. We're starting to get close to that level, guys. So again, start taking a look at maybe possibly taking some profits here. XOP, my level is 130.56. Again, it could break out to 180. But again, we got in right around like 90, 89. So we're up a little bit. But again, 130.56. I'll take some profits. Again, I'll be out of the position. I'll still have some energy moving forward in my dividend stocks. So energy is a good place to be. But again, you're starting to run out of room to the upside. So again, we're starting to get to that profit-taking level. So just keep that in mind. Let's take a look at crypto. Crypto is absolutely rocking today. Go and bring this up here. 44,482. A break of 45,000 would be terrific, maybe 46, but you can see this downward trend. If we go ahead and expand it, I don't have the actual setup in terms of kind of building the lines for Binance. So again, you can see that, that 100-day moving average on the daily is rejecting. If we can break that, then our next target is right around 49,170, which is your 200-day. Above 50, the worst is over in Bitcoin. That I can confidently say. Above 50, the worst is over. Again, if you've been holding through this whole time, you deserve to be rewarded, in my opinion. We also had one big earnings report today, which was Target. Let's go ahead and go over it. Target, $3.19 EPS versus a $2.86 EPS. 30 $31.6 billion versus $31.5 billion in revenue. That's a miss. Their guidance same-store sales op margin will be favorable in relation to historical performance, but well below its Q1 rate of 9.8%. Same-store sales 8.9% versus digital same-store sales up 9.2% year over year. SE also reported earnings negative 88 cents versus a negative 93 cent earnings. 3.22 billion in revenue versus 3.1 billion. I don't know what SE does, to be honest with you, but I know a lot of people talk about it. Bookings for 2022 to be close to the 2020 level. Also considering uncertainty in India, observe some moderation in online activities and fluctuation in user engagement. Let me see if I can bring that up pre-market. Here's your pre-market moves. It's not SE. I don't see it there, so I'd have to look it up. Target is on the S&P, up 14% pre-market. Occidental Petroleum up about 2%. Nvidia down 0.43%. I still have calls. AMD up 0.15%. I took profit there. Apple down 0.31%. Carnival down. American Airlines down. Bank of America down. We talked about the banks. The banks may be maybe worth a short if you start getting some more volume to more movement to the downside for yields. Very, very crucial. Walmart is up with that target number up 0.37%. Chevron, Salesforce is up nearly 2% this morning. Let's take a look at SE stock. I can bring that up. SE Limited is down 5.87% pre-market. QS also reported earnings. They reported something, signed an agreement with Fourth Automotive Original Equipment Manufacturer. CVX raises share buybacks. That's why CVX is up. And then AutoZone also reported earnings. They beat it out of the water. We talked about that for a little bit too, that there's more stocks in the world than just Tesla and Apple. AutoZone, a great company. AstraZeneca. I'm thinking AutoZone. AstraZeneca had a good earnings report as well. My apologies. That's AZO. AZO's AutoZone. That's right. Sorry, mispronounced that. AZO stock. Let me get that. That's AutoZone. Again, like I said, companies like AutoZone no one talks about, but they've been absolutely doing well. You can see the five-year chart starting around 725. Now it's at 1800. It's a good company. These kind of fly under the radar S&P names that no one talks about. Sure, the price is just as high in terms of like a Google, but again, AutoZone with great numbers as well. You could see it here. 2230 EPS versus 1780 EPS. Beats on revenue. Great domestic same-store sales. Gross margin was a little down, and their inventories were up. But again, I expect AutoZone to be a little bit more to the upside. I wouldn't trade options on it, obviously being a little pricey, but that's where we are. You could see AZO on the chart. Kind of flat-ish. Actually, it's up 1969 is the bid, so up about $130 on AutoZone. All right, let's answer some questions. Good morning. Thoughts on Square? Kyle asked. Let's see. Square needs a break of 132.01 for some upside calls. I'll be watching that closely because I do own some shares. Good morning, Carlos. Calls for SPY. Thanks. Yeah. So for SPY, I need a break above. Let me see where I can get this here. 437. If we can get a break above 437, I do already have calls, guys. So break of 437. I'm basically getting out of my calls. It's for Friday expiry. Basically, the level down to breakdown is 430. Below 430, it's basically invalidated. So again, 437 break would be nice, but again, you're basically targeting 440. It may be a little tough, especially when you have Fed Chair Powell tomorrow and Thursday and non-farm payroll on Friday. So Leonardo, I would probably just wait out a little bit on SPY. What do you think about BA April 14 calls? It's been a year now outside. Let's see. Boeing. Let me read the full question. What do you think about Boeing April 14 calls? It's been in the pattern for a year now. It has an outside bear followed by inside bar. I'm assuming outside bar followed by inside bar on the monthly candle. Okay, let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, you can see just straight downside. Really, 220 is your resistance. The question is, what's your strike? I'm not really sure what your strike is on April 14. Just depends on the strike. Thoughts on Nvidia, please? Yep, Nvidia. I do have calls on it as well. Waiting for a break of 249.21. Once that happens, it's basically ball game. We should be able to catch those. Right now it's at 242.79. We saw this yesterday. Red in the futures and then a nice bounce in the morning. I expect this to run up today. I expect tomorrow to be a little weak. I expect Thursday to possibly be weak as well. Looking at JPM, again, it's downward trend, especially with with interest rates. Bank of America, we traded Bank of America last week. You caught that. So again, I'm watching the banks very closely, possibly for a short with rates going down. So what do you think about SoFi earnings call today? Thanks. I would not play earnings. We don't know what's going to happen. But SoFi resistance is right around 1309 on the 1 hour chart. If you bring up a daily, it seems to just line up with it right around 1309. 1314 is your 50-day. So if you are playing it, maybe you play the run up into the earnings, target 13, and get the hell out before earnings. That's pretty much the best strategy you could do if you get that move up. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot of moving parts as well. So Micron just came out with some news. I'll retweet that for you. Looking at here, gold futures 19.21 an ounce, up 1.1%. Silver's up. Gasoline futures at $3.05. Bitcoin futures, again, you can see at 6.45%, and Ethereum futures up 6.9%. We're above 3,000 on Ethereum, so good to see. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Have a great rest of your morning. We'll catch you guys later today for the aftermarket recap. See you guys then. Have a great trading day, and we'll catch you guys later. Cheers.